Hello, hello, yo, what's up? This is Penny, the angelic sweetheart here, and welcome to another podcast. Today I am so damn tired, and I'm 100%, well, I'm 90% not myself. Okay, with me today is Lego Gamer, because I don't want to pressure my bro Zack Attack to do podcasts with me all the time. So say hello, Lego.
Alright, this is the second time we're recording this because the first time fucked up.
Yeah. But anyway, let's hope that there's not any more fuck ups during this. Anyway, we were asking before everything messed up. Well, I was asking him like what his favorite food was, so go ahead and tell us what your favorite food is.
But yeah, I was saying this is a tough question because I eat a lot, so.
Eh.
Hmm. Basically anything that can like fit into my mouth, I'll eat.
So you're not a
That's
picky eater?
and by the way, that sounded so wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we knew what you meant. Like, you didn't mean it in a sexual way, so.
There's gonna be somebody in the comments saying that. Somebody.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm a picky eater, and my favorite foods are foods that I can't have because if I eat them, I'll just continue gaining weight, and I'm also ashamed of myself because I have been eating stuff I'm not supposed to be eating because it's just going to make me gain weight and bring me closer to being a diabetic.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
Okay, well, at least I'm not alone in this, and let's not go into too much detail about that. That's kind of personal.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your favorite video game of all time?
Um, like, if we're talking like a favorite like kind of games, like I'll have to say like Sonic the Hedgehog games because I grew up on those, like mostly.
I see. Well, I don't have any favorites since I didn't become a gamer until a little bit later in life.
Right.
But my favorite at the moment is Genshin Impact and stuff like that. Since, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I interrupted. Go ahead.
Yeah, I grew up with like Mario game, mainly Mario and Sonic. I grew up with.
Why am I not surprised to hear that?
Yeah. I'm basic as hell.
And do you have any ideas of what other games Spooky should play?
Hmm. Actually, I don't really know.
Well, it doesn't have to be horror games.
Maybe like I know you said horror. I immediately went to horror.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be horror.
Yeah, I know. But I was gonna say maybe like something like FNAF, Dark Deception, like all the games that we actually know.
Yeah, well, I don't want to freaking buy Dark Deception, even though I already have Five Nights at Freddy's Part 1 and 2. Part 1 and 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2. Sheesh. I still gotta get number
Part
3.
1 and 2.
I still gotta get Five Nights at Freddy's 3, you know?
Uh, yeah.
I just don't want to keep bugging my grandma of stuff I want to get, especially since I need to pay rent and other personal crap. So, yeah. Like, who's your favorite character in Five Nights at Freddy's?
Uh, I'll have to say a Circus Baby.
Circus Baby. I could have sworn you were going to say Foxy.
I call like Foxy too, but Circus Baby, yeah, that's my number one.
Even though Foxy ended up kind of pissing you off while we were watching me play.
Kind of.
Yeah, Foxy is a bit of a douchey. Douchebag, douchebop. Well, I honestly don't have a Five Nights at Freddy's favorite character because that game never really quite 100% caught my attention the same way vending machine has. So it's mostly my brother's favorite thing, but yeah.
And to be fair, I didn't really get into FNAF until Sister Location.
Well then, you need to watch the other games, boy.
Yeah, I know. I got into Sister Location like years ago, so I already caught up with like all the other stuff.
Well, I also wish one of the YouTubers I like would actually come back. It's been like maybe a year.
Oh, YouTuber.
Shane.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's pretty funny and I like him. But he does face a bit of insecurity and issues and stuff like that. I mean, everybody does, so. I mean, I've been watching some of his old videos and I just want him to come back, you know? I miss him. I think the only time you ever see him anymore is on his boyfriend Ryland's channel. And Shane is not gay, by the way. He's bisexual.
Ah, okay, got it.
But Ryland is gay. But I have no... I'm not homophobic, okay?
I love it we have to preface that nowadays, because...
Well, yeah, because so many people are homophobic, you know?
Oh, yeah, you know.
And they judge people by their sexualities.
Yeah, I never understood, like, how that made sense. Like, me, like, to put it really simply, I really don't give a shit about any of that. But, like, it's not affecting me, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I honestly don't know who... I don't remember who else is bi. I don't even know what I'm saying. So, yeah. Have you looked into any other Five Nights at Freddy's mods? Five Nights at Freddy's mods. Friday Night Funkin' mods is what I meant to say.
Let's see here. There's actually a whole, like, list of mods that I found.
Yeah, I also found, like, a SpongeBob Friday Night Funkin' mods. Damn it, I almost said Five Nights at Freddy's again. Oh, and I also want to know how... I don't remember if I asked you this before. Have you ever heard of Demon Slayer?
You haven't asked, and, I've heard of it, but I never really looked into it.
Demon Slayer is actually really good so far, and they're coming out with the season 2. I don't know when the due date of season 2 is. But if you watch it, you'll enjoy it. Oh, man.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have been talking about Demon Slayer, and I still gotta look into it.
Yeah, and Demon Slayer is kind of what inspired, in my head, Demon Mono.
Ah.
Well, except he's like a demon who doesn't eat human flesh and has a bamboo muzzle on.
Oh yeah, I know what character that's referencing.
Yeah, Nezuko.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing I know off of Demon Slayer. Literally the only thing.
Nezuko?
Yeah.
Well, once you get to know the other characters, you'll know more than just about her. A lot of people love Nezuko.
Literally, every time I search up Demon Slayer on Twitter, it's just Nezuko pictures. Literally.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I mean, she is adorable, in a way, and yeah, I do imagine Mono being like her, you know, like a strong demon who wears a bamboo muzzle as a representation of restraint, you know? But also keeps him from eating human flesh, you know, and biting anyone.
Right.
And seriously, this is like the demon version of Tokyo Ghoul, but they don't have Kagune. They have blood demon art.
You know a lot more about anime than I do.
Well, duh, because I am... Well, I'm still basically an otaku, just not to the extent I was when I was younger. I mean, yeah, and it's been so long since I got into an anime that I actually really wanted to watch through and through. So, yeah. I even made so many anime characters of my own over the years. And Draculina kind of fits that profile in a sense. But at the same time, she was also inspired by Adventure Time.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, Marceline inspired me to make Draculina.
Right.
Yes. It's just, I want to draw more pictures of her. I just don't know what type of pictures of her I can draw. I just don't have any ideas.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And if you heard of my interview with Spooky, we also talked about, at the end of me, interviewing her, some very gruesome torture methods that were used in the Middle Ages. A couple of them were the grossest.
Yikes.
So you didn't watch it yet? I mean, listen to it
I
yet.
didn't, I didn't watch it all the way through. I
Well,
saw some parts of it.
okay, well, sorry to freaking spoil it. I thought you watched it all the way through. But do you really want to know what the grossest and most brutal torture methods that were used throughout history?
Uh, yeah, I think I have some ideas of some of them, but
What?
I never went into like detail.
Well, what are your ideas on some of them?
Uh, oh God. Uh, I know like classic one, electric chair was one of them, and like
Yeah, it's a
I
form of
think,
execution.
oh really, that straight execution.
Yeah, like electric chair is also a form of execution, but it also can be a form of torture. I mean, how painful can it possibly be? I just don't know how painful it can possibly be being electrocuted until you die.
Yeah, and I don't really want to think about that because that sounds painful as hell.
Yeah, and seeing that was used in a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what else do you know?
Uh, I don't know if this is real or not, but I've heard of like them like being strapped down and like pulling like their limbs.
Oh,
Like
the rack.
yeah,
Well, it says that is one of the torture methods used in medieval times.
yeah. I didn't know if it was real or not because I only ever saw it in like a cartoon movie.
Well, it probably was real, but mostly used for interrogation unless they're too stubborn to talk, and then not only will your bones dislocate, but they'll just tear your limbs off.
Ugh. That legit made me shiver. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, there's another brutal torture method that has been used in the medieval times and also is a form of cruel punishment and sort of execution in a way, but it's called the breaking wheel.
I never heard of that one.
What?
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Well, I think this is where you like committed maybe really bad crimes or maybe accused of heresy. I don't even know. But but we'll get to that later. Anyway, it's basically where they tie you on a big wooden wheel and the executioner gets a bat, a hammer, or whatever he can find, and then when he takes a swing at you and hits your limbs, ooh, those bones break real fast.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it's basically breaking your bones.
In simple terms.
Yeah, and you don't die right away. They leave you there, and then you probably die a few days later or something. That's what I remember from it, but yeah, that's just brutal.
Thanks.
And those who have been accused of witchcraft and heresy or something like that, you can only guess how they ended up.
Yeah, I've heard of. I think I've heard of those.
The witch trials.
I always thought those were like ridiculous because their logic is if you don't burn, you're not a witch. I'm gonna burn either way. What are you saying?
If you don't burn, you're what?
I've heard him say like set you on fire, you don't burn, you're not a witch. At least that's what I've heard, and I've always thought like that's so stupid.
Yeah, that is so stupid. I mean, people burn no matter freaking what. And speaking of burning, there's also another torture method that me and Spooky discussed, well, Penny and Spooky discussed, even though I didn't 100% care about, you know, we can discuss that. We can discuss that a little more off air. But anyway, even though it's not live, I don't freaking care. Anyway, there's another torture method that was discussed with Spooky that also involves burning to death.
Thanks. What was it?
And it's called the Brazen Bull. And this torture method / form of murder or execution was used in ancient Greece.
I feel like I've heard of it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, some people call it the Iron Bull, but it's called the Brazen Bull. But yeah, you want me to explain how it all goes down?
Please, because
okay, so what happens is that the victim is put. I mean, there's a door to the bowl. The victim is put in there, locked inside, and then they set a fire underneath the bowl until it gets so hot inside that it basically cooks you alive. And whatever that bowl was made of, I don't even know what brazen is. It's probably a form of iron, but it gets hot so quickly and you just burn alive.
Oh, wow.
Brazen. Definition. Bowl without shame, made of brass, endure and bear. Okay, well, that's not what I wanted. Okay, what was the brazen bowl made out of? I want to know. What was the brazen bowl made of? The brazen bowl was said to be hollow and entirely made out of bronze. Oh, that's why it's called a brazen bowl. It's made out of bronze, not iron.
Oh.
Okay, so that's probably why it would, yeah. And the thing is, when a person cooks alive, there would be smoke coming out of the bull's nose. And there's a pipe in there, so when you're screaming, it sounds like a bull growling. But it's like different versions of how the story or how it was used, you know? Like, okay, there's a pipe in there to make it so when the victim is screaming, it makes it sound like the bull's growling, or maybe you just hear the victim screaming, and instead of smelling burning flesh, they'd smell something else coming out of it, so they wouldn't know that there was an actual human being cooked alive inside of it.
Yikes.
So, yeah. I can just imagine how horrendously painful that must be, being burned alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually brings up a question of mine. What is, in your opinion, one of the worst ways to die? So depressing.
Well, having your bones broken and being left for days on end until you die is probably the worst way. And probably having your limbs ripped apart and burning alive. So, I think those are the worst ways to die.
I think, me personally, drowning has got to be, like, one of the worst.
There's got to be, like, I think there was, like, maybe a form of drowning torture or something where, okay, they kind of drown them, but they don't kill them, sort of thing. Drowning torture method. Okay. Waterboarding, also called water torture, simulated drowning, interrupted drowning, and controlled drowning, method of torture in which the water is poured onto the nose and mouth of the victim who lies on his back in an inclined form or his feet above his head. Okay, well, I also saw this form of torture where someone is tied to a chair to where, the chair is, like, attached to some pulley system. They let go and let the victim fall in the water, and then they pull him back up, and yeah. That's how I heard of it, and that's also how I saw it go in the anime Black Butler.
Um, but like, yeah, I stand by it. Drowning has to be one of the worst ways to die. It has to.
Yeah, and there's also another torture method, and also kind of murder, is saw torture.
Where do you find these things?
Well, I mostly heard this stuff from Shane Dawson, because he liked to make creepy videos about stuff that freaks him out, so yeah. And that also kind of brought my interest, like, what kind of brutal methods did they use throughout history that hopefully aren't being used today? Yeah.
I hope. I hope they weren't not used today.
Yeah, and you probably don't want to hear the description of the saw torture.
Yeah, yeah. I'll leave it to myself to figure that out.
Yeah. And there's also a form of murder that also can be torture that unfortunately involves your fear of drowning.
God damn it.
And it's called cement shoes.
I think I can put that together.
Yeah. Alright, enough about this torture method, other bullshit. So, like, is there, like, anything else in history that fascinated you that you wanted to talk about?
Mm. Um. Uh. Actually, there's actually a fun fact about Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but there's like a stereotype around like black people where they love watermelon. I don't know if you know that.
No, and besides, I don't want to talk about anything that involves, you know, you and black people because I don't want to sound racist, you know?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I actually found it interesting, like how that sort of came around.
Okay, well, tell me.
Oh, back in the day, like black people were like, I'm trying to get money, you know. It was back when like they were free stuff like that. So they were trying to get money, but they couldn't get hired. They couldn't get jobs for obvious reasons. So they did. They grew watermelons on their own and sold them to each other to make money and get food stuff like that. And white people didn't like that, so they used this sort of stereotype that black people love watermelon to sort of attack them on that. But obviously, I guess that didn't really affect them. They still made their money. So
Okay, that's a really stupid reason to try and still ruin them. And yeah, you and every other Africans or African Americans, you didn't deserve all that BS you guys went through back in those days.
yeah, it was just a crazy time altogether. But you know, but nowadays we have like it's more accepted now. You know,
Well, good.
so
It's supposed to be. Like, I believe everybody needs to be treated equally. Even though we're all different, we all have one thing in common. And you know what that is?
we goddamn human.
Exactly! Oh, man, it just makes me so mad about how some certain people were treated so bad. Like, you know, African Americans and Africans and the freaking Native Indians. Native Americans, I mean. Oh, that makes me so mad.
Yeah, it's honestly like it's really crazy like how much shit went down back in the day that most people nowadays probably don't even know about.
Well, yeah, because they don't care about what happened in the past, but it's also important to know about what happened in the past, you know?
Right,
That's
right.
why they teach this shit in school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that also. I also kind of felt bad, especially when it came to watching the movie Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Yeah, seeing how the Native Americans were treated, and I know those stories like on the horse's perspective, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I didn't understand very well back then because I was a kid and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention, but I understand now that I'm older, you know?
Right, right.
And now that you're an adult, you're just gonna be like, you know, I really wish I paid more attention in school. Because there's some very important pieces of history that was important to learn about, you know?
Right, right.
So in order to understand America, you got to research the history, not only the presidents and also what happened to America back then.
Yeah, I'm just happy that like nowadays, like people like me, we can use like that's that sort of joke about black people or stereotypes, I would say, as like jokes for ourselves rather than like taking offense to it. That's something I really appreciate. I don't like, and some people may think like, oh, it's insensitive, it's this and that. I think it's a good thing, you know, like laughing at sort of something that most people used to be bashed by, and I feel like more people need to realize that that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Can you give me an example of this type of jokes?
Um, I mean, okay, this is something I use. There's a stereotype of all black people like fried chicken, you know, and what I would say to that is like, okay, okay, black people, not everybody likes chicken, but me as a black man, I love chicken, so I can't deny that.
Okay, I think I sort of get it.
It makes more sense when you actually like see it rather than like me explaining it.
So white people are like sour cream or something.
Okay, I've never heard of that one.
I just came up with it just now, but then again, that still could have been a joke either way. But then,
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
then again, we probably were sour cream by how the way we treated you guys back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and oh my god, I can't stop freaking yawning. Oh. Well, there is this game that I played called Fears to Fathom. Did you watch that video by any chance?
Uh, I didn't see the notification. Either that or I didn't, didn't pay attention. Give me a second. Wait.
Well, it's basically about, it's episode 1, but it's about like episode 1's about like a home invasion, like surviving a home invasion or something like that, and you always are expecting some type of jump scare, but it either doesn't happen or the only jump scare you get is like seeing somebody outside your door. But yeah, it does make you feel on edge the whole time, which is also what I love about it. And yeah, so I'm hoping I can get to see more of that in the future.
Alright.
Play with Jeez, yeah, I'm not kidding when I say I'm tired as hell. So yes. Like, do you have a favorite animal?
I love dogs. They're adorable.
I like dogs too. I love cats. I love horses.
More specifically, I love like puppies. They are just so cute.
Bupper whoppers! Yes, they are so cute, especially the little kittens, the kitty kitties.
Actually, this reminds me of a story of like I actually rescued a dog like some time ago.
Oh, really? How did you rescue it?
This was back this was back before I even started my YouTube channel, like years ago. Uh,
Okay.
so I had like this like metal fence around my house, right? So it's just a normal day. I hear barking like in my room next to my window. I'm thinking what is that? I go outside. I literally there's a dog who had its foot like stuck in between like the fence and it's just there.
Okay, like, why would you question yourself as what the fuck is that if you clearly heard barking? It's obviously a dog.
Yeah, I know, but I was thinking this is too close to be anything normal.
Jeez, like, how exactly was it stuck? Like, was it bleeding or anything?
No, it wasn't. It's just like its foot was just like stuck in between it. Like I didn't know if it didn't look hurt or anything. There wasn't any blood or anything.
Oh, dear. Well, why am I saying, oh dear? Thank goodness it wasn't her. She, see? I'm telling you, I'm 90% on myself today. I'm so damn tired. But I'm still doing this podcast because I promised that I'd do it like every Wednesday. So, yes, I need to push myself, and 2 episodes were freaking premiered yesterday.
Right.
So, it's like only fair that we record it now. And also depending when my brother's gonna want to do this again with me, but he needs to be in the right, mindset to do this stuff. Excuse me. Wow. Haven't even eaten lunch yet. But that's fine. I'm drinking water, so it'll tide me over till then.
Right.
So, do you also like besides dogs, what other animals do you like?
Mainly, voice crack. Well,
I didn't hear a voice crack.
yeah, but I felt it.
Okay.
Mainly dogs and cats for me. Those are like primary ones.
Well, I went to a zoo and there's some pretty cool animals. Most of them were inside. Better than it being sleeping, I guess. But still, it's almost like every time I go to a zoo, their animals either sleeping or I just can't freaking see them in the flippin' habitats.
Yeah, basically every zoo trip for me is basically like I Spy, like because you barely see anything.
I spy with my little eye, not a single damn thing in the freaking enclosure.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's just so annoying because you're here to see the animals and you can't freaking see them.
Either they're too small or they're being dicks and hiding.
Yeah, but at least I got to see some penguins. They were small penguins, but still cute. We saw them swimming.
I don't think I've seen a penguin any time I went to the zoo.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Because if I've seriously met someone who's never heard of a penguin, I'm gonna laugh.
I know what a penguin is. I know.
Okay. I mean, they're not emperor penguins, that's for sure. Like, they're freaking too big. Yeah, but I think they're probably the biggest penguins in probably Antarctica or something. I don't remember which part they're in the world, like the North or the South Pole.
I would guess north.
Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I just really want to. It's just some of the animals I really want to pet and show affection because they're so cute. I also saw a freaking saltwater crocodile at the zoo.
Like, there are certain animals that like make me nervous whenever I go to the zoo.
Well, you're behind the glass, so apparently they can't hurt you.
Yeah, I've seen a video of like it was a gorilla. They like jumped and they jumped toward the glass and actually broke it.
Yeah, well, that's why it's called indestructible glass, hun, that they need. Instead of glass, just simple glass. Because obviously, those those gorillas are strong enough to break glass.
I know. I
freaking remember a monkey breaking a glass. It was so funny. It was using a rock. I didn't know it was going to do that. Yeah, and as soon as he did that, it freaking freaked him out. Oh, that was so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm so yawning and my foot hurts. So, like, have you ever watched a scary movie that, haunted you for a while because it scared you so bad?
I mean, not many like scary movies do that to me, but like it's more like disturbing stuff that get me.
Like what?
Uh, for example, like mostly stuff on YouTube, actually.
Yeah, there's also something on my mind that I'm not going to remind you about because I'm too nice.
God damn it.
But the movies that kind of got me the most were like the giant Komodo dragon or something, or Komodo dragon versus the cobra, whatever, and Attack of the Saber-tooth. But looking back on how those movies were made, I just can't help but laugh, man.
Right.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, those movies really got to me, you know?
Right, but like I said, like scary movies like jump scares and stuff, they don't really like disturb me after I leave the theater. Like, those things don't disturb me. It's like haunting, disturbing stuff that get me. Like I'll be sitting in my room at like 3 a.m. Thinking like, why did I see that? Why?
Like Paranormal Activity or The Conjuring?
So, sort of. Yeah, the Conjuring, sort of. Yeah, like that damn Annabelle doll. That's one of the things that gets me. Like,
What about the demon nun?
An- the Annabelle goddamn doll, because that thing, it never moves, but you know, like there's some haunted shit going on with it.
Yeah, and besides, one of my favorite YouTubers dressed up as Annabelle one year for Halloween, and he actually looked a lot like the doll.
Ow.
But his version of Annabelle is called Annabitch. But I think you'll have a good kick out of that.
Yeah, like that's like one of my biggest like fears. It's like dolls moving around. Like I hate those. Right?
Well, unfortunately, they do that all the time when it comes to horror movies.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Especially
I don't like
Chucky the doll.
Yeah, by the way, I have a bone to pick with that plastic bastard.
Yeah.
That evil little shit cemented my fear of dolls.
I think he did. I think he did it to a lot of people.
When I was younger, I hated Chucky. Like the youngest I've been when I first discovered Chucky was when Seed of Chucky came out.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I never seen the movie itself, but I saw the last cutscene and oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was born in an era of when Chucky was supposed to be funny, but that fucker still scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, well, he wasn't that funny back then.
Yeah, and he started out supposed to be scary.
Yeah, and plus, I don't understand how, that other doll, Tiffany, would fall in love and actually get into killing, too.
And some people are fucking insane. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I don't even understand why they like to kill. That's what I don't know.
I mean, like, I guess they're at that point of, like, they just don't give a shit anymore.
So they just...
At a high level of not giving a shit.
Okay, so... They just don't need a reason, so they just do it.
Yeah, I guess they just do it just to do it. I don't know.
Plus, did you know that Chucky and Tiff have a son?
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be different, but at the same time, their son is, like, suffering from associative identity disorder.
Wait, wasn't it like isn't it called gender dysphoria?
No.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's called associative identity disorder, also previously referred to as multiple personality disorder.
Okay.
Okay, he could be Glenn, or he could be Glenda, which is his murderous side.
Yeah, I know that, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn is the good one, and Glenda is the murderous one. But of course, when he first began in life, his name was Shitface.
I know, yeah.
That's kind of mean, but at the same time, can't help but laugh. Yeah. It's also kind of weird that that Chucky became proud of his son when they killed him. So,
Yeah. Chucky wanted his son to be like him.
even though it meant getting killed by him.
Yeah, he still gives some respect. He got it.
Uh, yeah, and I think that Tiffany was played by the same woman.
Jennifer Tilly.
Well, I never knew her name.
Well, I knew.
Of course you knew.
But now that I'm older, I actually grown to really like Chucky.
So weird how your childhood fear becomes something you like.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I ain't judging.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if the audience knows. You know this, but you know my like crazy like laugh, right?
You know, the drippy laugh, I know that.
Yeah. That actually it started out as it was supposed to be a Chucky laugh.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, but I could never like get it like down. So like it sort of made it to its own thing.
I guess.
I think I made it like a bit too high pitched, like for Chucky.
I can't do it. Yeah, that laugh, and that does kind of sound like Drippy, but I never got to actually hear your Drippy voice besides the laughing.
Yeah, yeah, the drippy voice. It was actually supposed to be. I never really figured out how I would do it, but it was supposed to be like a pitched up a bit, so like it wouldn't be like you wouldn't hear my actual voice like you're hearing right now. It would be pitched up.
Okay, well, it could be like, "Hey, Henry, leaving again so soon?" Something like that.
Yeah, that was sort of what I was going for.
Yeah, and that's kind of sort of how I imagined it, you know?
Right.
Oh, damn it, I miss it.
It was awesome when it was a thing.
Well, it's still such a shame, you know? I mean, I freaking cried, but I don't cry about it now, and the only time I do cry about it is if I'm not... Well, I'm not gonna say it on air, so...
Yeah. We're not gonna get into detail about it right now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just know some crazy shit happened.
Yes. Unfortunately. Cars are rolling by the window every time we record, baby.
And
Oh.
it's one of the places I actually have peace in my goddamn house.
So funny. Well, besides that, it should be peaceful.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I probably could have picked a different spot to record today since I'm on my own right now.
Like, are you not allowed to go to the basement and do it?
No, I am. It's just like I don't know. I have a feeling like somebody might like call my name or someone when we're trying to record. So I just do it up here.
So you're just not... Is it because you watch too many scary stuff about basements?
Oh no. I'm perfectly fine recording in my basement. It's just like my grandparents. They always like my kitchen is right next to my basement, so I have a feeling like when they're talking, like the recording might pick that up.
I thought you were gonna be afraid that you'll pick up a disembodied voice.
Imagine that shit.
Hey! Who said that? Who said that? Oh, hell no, I'm gonna call a priest! I think that would literally be me if that happened.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we're gonna conclude this podcast because I'm honestly running out of stuff to talk about, and next time I'm gonna be more well rested to think of other things to talk about. And it's been like 50 minutes, almost an hour, and one day I'm gonna reach the hour mark, whatever. Anyway, thanks again for being here, Lego. It's a lot funner doing this with someone than doing it by myself. Because I honestly don't know how to do a podcast by myself. So, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. We'll see you guys next time. And I can't think of anything to say. Okay, we'll just see you next time. Bye-bye! See you later.